Leo, what did you make of tonight's game? Felt like you guys had the effort there, just running into a lot of blocked shots and good goaltending, or?
We were terrible. We were soft, didn't compete. 50-50s off face-off, every loose puck. They were first. Just not good enough. Can't wait to the third period to decide to play. And when the game got hard, we didn't respond. That was a playoff. They came in and they just wanted it way more than we did. We didn't have enough guys in the fight. The hardest part for me, to be honest with you, is to look at Fiedler, Schultz, Slags, Tools, Josh, guys that not in the lineup that would give everything that they had to be in the lineup. That's what the hardest thing for me as a coach, to be completely honest with you. It's about winning. And when it comes down the stretch, I'm going to play the guys that deserve to play. And a lot of guys, older guys, younger guys, they weren't good enough. Wasn't good enough.
Does that, I mean, you talk about all the scratches tonight. Does that indicate that we'll probably see some lineup changes tomorrow?
Oh, you got to watch the game back. It's hard to say. I just know what happened out there was unacceptable. Wasn't good enough. I don't care what our record is. It's just, when it's a hard game like that, that's how, down the stretch, how games are going to be. We got to respond a lot better than we did. I could care less what our record is. That wasn't good enough.
Well, and kind of speaking to what you're saying, like the lack of tolerance for that performance. I mean, is this because that's the kind of game you see your team having to come out on top in the playoffs?
Yeah, play that way. Like it's not a track meet. It's not about goals. It's not about. Look at all the goals they scored. Where was the first goal scored? Okay, where was the second goal scored? Third goal. You got to defend your net. You got to. The game's real simple. You got to manage the puck. You can't. How many odd man rushes did we give up in the second period? 4, 5. That's not winning hockey. Turn over the puck. Didn't box out at the net front. You know, I'll say this. I knew it was going to be this type of game. I didn't think we weren't going to show up for 2 periods. But I got to do a better job of getting the guys to understand when you play certain teams that the game it's not a track meet. You're not going to get odd man rushes against that team. You're going to have to win races. You're going to have to win faceoffs, and you're going to have to check. And you're going to have to be physical. There was some guys, you know, like Cozy's in the fight all the time. You know, probably at the end, he probably just got so frustrated how we were playing. It just hits too. Like hitting is a part of the game. We have to hit. Like you can't just go around to skill your way thinking we're going to score 5 goals. Goals are scored in front of the net, and we got to do a way better job of getting to those areas.
I know you said you don't know when it comes to lineup and having to go back and watch. Goaltending, though, with it being 3 games in 3 days?
Yeah, Sandy will go tomorrow.
Sandy tomorrow?
The perfect example of how they play.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't miss a check.
No, big, heavy, physical playoff games. Like you got to dig in. You got to play on your toes. You got to just want it. It's an attitude that you have to have. I mean, we probably lost. We were under 50% for sure. We probably lost every 50-50 loose puck off the face-off. Every one. And when you started to get desperate and play with some jam in the third period, we were good, but it was too late. It was way too late.
Was this one of those games you just kind of want to wipe away immediately, especially playing 3 games in 3 days?
A little bit, but for me, honestly, I thought we were, you know, everybody looks at the the standings and where we're at and how many goals we scored, I thought we were, the most disappointing part is you gotta play a certain way to play that team. And we got caught up into thinking it was gonna be a skill game. You gotta dig in. You guys probably watched the Four Nations, Five Nations, or whatever it's called. How many hits are in that game? Hit it. How many hits did the Kachuk brothers have last game? 20 combined? That's what the game is. It's a hard game. You got to get to the middle of the rink. And it's just disappointing. I got to do it better. We're not there yet, to be honest with you. I thought we're not there yet.
Just a little picture for this weekend. How difficult is it to prepare for 3 games in 3 days?
It's one game at a time. I probably won't even show anything about this game. I think they know. Talk to them enough about it. It's got to come within the group. We got to respond tomorrow. Part of our team identity is our ability to respond. We haven't lost 2 games in a row. I don't think since the start of the year, and we're going to have to dig in a lot harder tomorrow.
I mean, can you look at this, or can someone look and say, well, that's the advantage Syracuse has? They have size, they have physicality, and if you play that way, then you can.
Yeah, I think that team.
Discourage the average pro.
Yeah, I think we've done a good job of getting the guys. I wouldn't say we're the most physical team, but when we pressure the puck and we check well, our version of checking is probably a little different, but we still we got to play with more physicality in the game for sure. And it's just
There have been a lot of these, but
but physicality, it's not just the hits. It's, are you willing to get to the net front? Are you willing to be first to the puck? Do you change on time? There's a lot of different components of physicality, and I don't know if it was complete. That's our 3rd time in a row. We've won 6, 7 games in a row, but when you're at the top, teams are going to come after you, and you got to be ready to respond to some pushback, or it wasn't good enough. Like I said all year, I don't want us to be known as a skilled team that gets pushed around. And tonight we got pushed around. That's on me. I got to make sure I have them ready to go tomorrow, because I know at the end of the day, a game like that is what wins in the playoffs. You got to play physical. You got to get to the net front. You got to be willing to pay the price. I mean, you guys said it. How many shots did they block? Guys blocking shots with their face, guys. It has nothing to do with X's and O's this game. It was a competing mindset that wasn't there. Like I said, that's on me. It was a little desperation in the 3rd period, which was good, but wasn't good enough.
You said not there yet. Throughout the 6-game win streak, the 7-game win streak, were you seeing those areas in those 2?
Yeah, but there's games like this, you find out who you are when you play teams like this. And we've come a long way into checking, but in games like that, you find out. And we're not there yet. I'm not saying, I think we're a really good team. We've done a lot of really good things this year, but it's only going to get harder. I think it's a good wake-up call for the group to understand that you got to play a certain way. And it's good for the guys' development too. When you get up, everybody wants to play in the NHL. It's the really good teams play a certain way.